this year. That is staying busy.
Yeah.
So we're just about set to go now. And to meet these two now, here's Michael Buffer. Mike?
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Trump Castle Casino Resort here by the Bay in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tonight, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated King of Beer, Budweiser, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. All these bouts are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. And now let's get things started with a 10-round bout. This is in the heavyweight division. The referee for this contest is Arthur Mercanti. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the solid black trunks and weighing in at 261 pounds. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana, and brings an excellent professional record of 14-1, 3 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony the Bear Wade. And across the ring in the blue corner, his opponent wearing the gold trunks with black trim, weighing an even 219 pounds. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, also with an outstanding record, 24 victories, 21 by KO against 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, Smokin' Bert Cooper.
Talk about the rules here in the state of New Jersey.
Well, they got the 3 knockdown rule. Standing 8 count position can stop the bout at any time. Winner gets 10 points, loser 9 or less. Only the judges score. You cannot be saved by the bell in any rounds here.
Anthony Wade, excellent stare to start things. Excellent stare. If stares win fights, then he's a winner. But Bert Cooper comes in here actually looking pretty fit. That has been the rap on Bert Cooper by his own admission.
Well, he said, you know, I haven't always been in shape for the important bouts. And of course, you have to ask yourself why, but nevertheless, that has been the case with him.
Here's the knockout ratio, and Wade, as we indicated before, by his admission, says, I'm a boxer. He's not going to get you out of there unless it's a cumulative knockout. And he's no small fella at 261 pounds.
Kind of hefty.
Combination Cooper and an uppercut.
Cooper has progressively, as he's gone on his career, stood straighter, and that's been a bigger problem for him. When he was bending and crouching at the waist, a la the Joe Frazier style, he was a little more effective at not getting hit, but standing straight up, he has been tagged a little bit more, and of course that's a real problem as he's moved into the heavyweight division. Wade's
only loss in his short career, not so short in terms of the amount of fights, but short in terms of time, was a split decision 4-round loss to a fighter by the name of Jim Hutcherson in Chicago. Good left hand by Cooper. That rocked Wade. That's a lot of rocking.
Cooper going downstairs to the body. Of course, it is a trademark of Bert Cooper to start fast. Even against Riddick Bowe in the match he ended up losing early in the bout, he did some pretty good work.
Another good right hand, double right hand by Cooper.
Bert has a habit of folding a little bit in these bouts. Of course, again, it's a question of the ones he's in condition for. But he is landing well in this first round, although there's Wade with a good uppercut. Big test for Anthony Wade, Barry, and as I said before, he's going to have to not let things get him upset or lose his poise early in this bout.
He'll have to start to do some business, too. For a boxer, he's not doing much work in this first round. Although it could be his intent to take this fight into the later rounds if he has looked at all at Bert Cooper's history.
And I think he wants Cooper to throw a lot of punches. Look, he's deliberately trying to block now. Cooper's landing a lot and going to the body as well. But again, it may be a ploy by Wade.
Showing a pretty good jab. Wade with a little bit of a flurry, but not enough to offset the earlier flurries of Bert Cooper. End of round 1.
Left hook that got Wade, and still throwing the right, which missed. So Bert throwing combinations in the last round.
Cooper's corner wanting him to work downstairs. in this second round. A very effective first round for Bert Cooper. But again, we emphasize it could be in the plan of attack of Anthony Wade to wait Cooper out a little bit. The numbers in the first round, ironically, Wade threw more punches. I didn't see that, but he did.
It's interesting, yeah. You wouldn't think it, but I think he was just missing so much that it didn't seem like they were very effective.
That one was low. And Arthur McCanty picked up on that. That was a good body shot by Cooper.
And he is digging downstairs. As you mentioned, that's what his corner suggested he do. We said it at the Open that he's only 25. It is hard to fathom that because Bert's been around since 1984, and you know, both in the cruiserweight and the heavyweight division, he has been in there with a lot of different well-known guys: Mercer, Bo, Orland Norris, George Foreman, and a very poor performance by him that some thought would end his career. Carl Williams. He looked like a cruiserweight champion, racing through almost everybody, and then just jumped up to the heavyweights.
Thinking about paydays.
Yeah, the cruiserweight division. And I might mention, you know, a couple weeks ago we mentioned that Jeff Lampkin was the IBF cruiserweight champion that Al Cole was looking to fight. Well, since then, Lampkin has advocated that IBF crown, given it up, just informed them he doesn't want to be champion anymore, and there will be a fight of someone in the IBF, possibly James Pritchard and James Waring, to fill that crown.
You know, we're talking about the fact that Bert Cooper has had a tendency to wear down in later rounds. You also have to point out the fact that Wade took this fight on 8 days' notice, so there could be some question as to how fight fit, if you will, he is, too.
And, of course, let's face it, you look at Anthony Wade, and he doesn't look like the kind of guy that's in outrageously good shape.
No.
He's got some extra poundage.
Yeah, he's one of the only fighters I've ever seen wear halter trunks.
There you go with that fashion report again.
I know, I can't help it. I was reading Women's Wear Daily today.
Yeah, there you are. That's what all the sensitive caring boxing announcers read.
And a round two, and it's more of Bert Cooper. Assumedly won the first two.
Yeah, I would think so. And ironically, in the jab department, he isn't that far behind Wade. Wade's 15 of 64 jabs, very poor. Cooper 9 of 27. Wade's going to need to land that jab if he's going to do anything in this bout.
Blood from the nose of Anthony Wade. Quite a lot of blood from the nose of Anthony Wade.
Wade is now standing there exchanging with Bert Cooper. And of course, that could be a big problem for him. Cooper low with the right hand again. Bert does not look fresh as a daisy right now. This is about the time in the Bo fight when he got really tired.
But after starting the fight with a couple of pretty good jabs, Wade has just about forgotten about that.
Not using it. It will be said his percentage is so low. Landing, boy, Anthony Wade not moving too quickly either.
No, he's not. He took a step back a moment ago and drew a deep breath. And remember, this is only the third round. Again, I don't mean to play doctor, but it's possible he might have broken his nose. He might have trouble breathing.
That'll be the George Foreman.
Might have trouble bleeding.
Yeah, that's true.
Good shot by Cooper again.
Wade is starting to rip those shots, but that will also leave him more open for a big shot by Cooper, so it's a double-edged sword. Well, we mentioned this is certainly Wade's biggest opponent. This 25-year-old has faced no one in his pro career so far that would be on the plane of Cooper.
Well, Wade right now breathing through his mouth and fighting in retreat, and that's the sign of a beaten fighter, and you hate to say that in the third round. Still seems to have some zip at his punches, though.
Wade has certainly abandoned what he said was his plan, was to box Cooper. Instead, he's on the inside in the trenches with Bert Cooper, and that's a tough place to be. Unless you're really a big, strong heavyweight, a big puncher, which Wade isn't.
1 out of 2.
Yeah, really.
Big uppercut by Wade. That's all right. We've been working together too long here.
We have ESPN, I guess. Really was an excellent shot by him.
But Cooper opens up Wade now, and Wade was hurt by that last exchange.
And, you know, that may have been an interesting scenario there, because here Wade hits him with a really big shot, and it doesn't bother Cooper at all.
Again, the uppercut at the bell, but again, Wade not doing enough, and I would have to think Cooper won that round as well.
Who was literally whispering in Anthony Wade's ear. That's why we were having a hard time hearing him. Well, here was the punch we talked about that looked pretty big. Left, it'll be a left uppercut here. There it is. Oh, you know what? Wasn't as big a punch as we originally thought.
Yeah, deflected by the glove, I think. So Cooper, so far, apparently pitching a shutout. I always have to use the word apparently.
Well, in my eyes, he certainly is. And, you know, I would agree with you. He's really taking control of most of these rounds here, all these rounds. And the one caution is the one we told you earlier, and that is that Bert Cooper doesn't always sustain throughout a bout. But in this instance, Anthony Wade doesn't look like he's ready to do too much either. We'll have to see.
Wade does start out this round by using the jab a little bit. Got there with a left hand. It did get Cooper going backwards. And Cooper right back with a right hand.
And the one thing is, if you can get Bert going backwards, he does not fight well at all going back. So programmed to come forward. Cooper's defense is better in this bout. Some have denigrated his defense, and rightfully so. But in this bout, he's done a pretty good job of slipping and blocking punches. Wade is waging this bout on Cooper's terms, standing on the inside. Good body work by Wade, though.
Wade opening up a little bit.
Throwing pretty good combinations. They're not landing a lot, but some are getting there.
That's the second warning for a low blow from Arthur McCanty to Bert Cooper.
And it's true, Cooper's punches have strayed a little bit south of the border.
Seconds left in this fourth round.
Bert Cooper in a position, Barry, that he wants to be in. Boxing this match on the inside primarily, in a place where he can land the kind of shots he wants to land. Unless Anthony Wade changes that, he's going to have a problem here. Although Wade has been much busier in this round than he was before.
Still fighting Cooper's fight, though.
And the man who we're going to talk to in between these rounds was supposed to box Bert Cooper, and I have a feeling he would have been doing it a little bit differently. Probably using a jab and a little more movement against Bert Cooper. That, of course, is Bruce Seldon.
Well, you mentioned Bruce Seldon, and Bruce Seldon is with us now, and Bruce, of course, has a little bit of activity coming up tomorrow. You got a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
That's against Riddick Bowe, of course, and that's I don't want to put it yet in the category of comeback fight for you, but I'm sure you feel you have something to prove against Riddick Bowe.
I have a lot to prove, you know, because I lost the last fight against Oliver McCall. You know, this is gives me the opportunity to get back on track again, you know, show my skills, show my talent, and bring another one home for Atlantic City.
Bruce, were you surprised you got this opportunity, ironically, off a loss? Usually that doesn't happen for a boxer.
I was very surprised to get this opportunity. We were looking to fight Bert Cooper. Then at another time, we were looking to fight Ray Mercer. And out of nowhere, they come up with Riddick Bowe. But, you know, I was training, I'm prepared, I'm ready to go.
Let me be very honest about something. The only criticism I've ever heard of Bruce Seldon is he doesn't keep his mind on business. He doesn't show up at the gym every day.
Well, that was my problem in the last fight when I fought Oliver McCall. Being down here in Atlantic City, a whole lot of distractions, a whole lot of things keeping my mind occupied other than what it should be on. So when we went away to camp, you know, that gave me the opportunity to get myself together, get my head on straight. That it is, and I'm ready to go.
Does it sometimes take a loss? Bert Cooper, meanwhile, starting to beat up on Anthony Wade. But just one final thing, does it sometimes take a loss to really get your head turned the right direction?
Sometimes, yeah, it does. Sometimes it takes a loss for a person, for a professional fighter to open up, to realize that in the boxing game, there is no games playing. You know, there is no game to be played. It's time to go out and do the right thing.
Well, Bruce,
it's a dangerous sport.
Great opportunity for you, though. We wish you the best tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Good luck. Bruce Seldon, who is a guy you've seen on numerous occasions here on Top Rank Boxing. And sure, if Bruce has his way, probably won't see him again because he'll be onward and upward from here.
Well, he would, as we said, have been in here against Bert Cooper, originally scheduled. Cooper now tattooing Anthony Wade, but all kinds of things happen to make that not happen. Tommy Morrison gets cut, Ray Mercer gets a bad ankle, and Bruce Seldon ends up in against Riddick Bowe. Of course, a reminder that the man he lost to, Oliver McCall, will be seeing him later on in this show.
Yeah, he went one way and Seldon went the other way, and McCall feels that right now he's got to be at least start to be considered amongst the top heavyweights.
Ironic, McCall gets the win, and he doesn't get the match against Bowe. Seldon gets the loss, and he gets the match against Bowe. But in truth, Seldon, of course, had been undefeated to that point.
Well, sometimes that is a good lesson. That time, Wade turned his back on Cooper, and Cooper stuck him with the right hand.
And Bert Cooper has really taken control here in this fifth round. And Anthony Wade, if he is going to do something, better start quickly here, because once you give Bert Cooper a chance to really get up ahead of steam, he can be difficult, and especially if he is in good shape, and he claimed he was in good shape for this bout.
He looks actually like he could be in pretty good shape.
The jab of Cooper has offset the jab of Anthony Wade, even when Wade has thrown it. Best way to beat a jabber is to out-jab him. There's a misnomer that if you have a style like Cooper does, you can't jab, and you do. His mentor, Joe Frazier, the guy who brought him into the pros, had a very good jab and used it to set up other punches.
And the early Mike Tyson always worked behind a jab.
Very much so.
Those were caught in the gloves.
Again, the better defense Cooper's showing tonight.
End of round 5. Big round for Cooper. Low blow, though. We'll be back.
That's when you look at Bert Cooper and you know why he was such a talented young fighter, and still is.
Yeah, Bert Cooper's biggest enemy has been Bert Cooper. In the 5th round, and that's very in microcosm of the story of this fight.
It really is. I mean, the low level of accuracy and number of punches thrown by Wade, and that was probably Cooper's best percentage round of the bout. In fact, it was indeed.
You watch Bert Cooper, and you really do see a little of Joe Frazier, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Joe was his mentor in the early days, and, you know, that was the style he was taught. And as I said, the only difference here is Bert has stood straighter up in recent years as a heavyweight, and that has gotten him in trouble against the Bowes and the Mercers, and against Foreman also, where he ate all those jabs from George Foreman.
Uppercut by Wade, but it didn't have a lot on it.
It's been the only punch, really, that Wade has been able to get home against Cooper is the uppercut on occasion. Cooper grunting when he throws those punches. It's been his trademark.
And a point being taken away by Arthur McCanty. That's the third warning.
Well, ironically, that one looked less heinous to me than some of the others. Will it prevent Cooper from going to the body now? Wade with a couple low punches.
Yes. And you heard Arthur McCanty say, next time I'm taking a point. So McCanty showing a consistency.
Can he deduct any points from us during this telecast?
He hasn't warned us yet.
All right. We have been known to throw a few low blows here. Excellent combinations by Bert Cooper, and has Wade holding on now. Arthur McCanty, in truth, even though I'm jesting, is trying very hard to get control of this bout so that there are not a lot of flagrant violations.
Wade really fighting in wholesale retreat. In fact, fighting is not really a correct word because he's not fighting. He's just retreating. And round 6, all Bert Cooper. Here, it does look like Anthony Wade is breathing through his mouth, and he has been bleeding from the nose since the second round, and that really would lend credence to the fact that perhaps his nose is broken and is affecting his performance here.
Yeah, it could well be. This is one of those instances where you're almost pretty safe in assuming that. Whatever, oh, wow, well, but every time he lands one of those uppercuts, it doesn't discourage Cooper, really.
Another low blow by Cooper, but
that tells the story there, the punches. Cooper throwing more and landing much more. And look at the jab of Bert Cooper. It really has been, I think, the key in this bout, because Wade came in here wanting to establish his own jab, and that really hasn't worked out for him.
And as you said, Anthony Wade is just letting Bert Cooper fight his fight. He's not trying to get him going backward, which puts Cooper in a negative posture.
I have Cooper had 59-54 after 6.
And only because Arthur McCanty took a point away from Bert Cooper, preventing it from being a shutout.
Yeah. The only thing Anthony Wade's had going for him.
So here again, Wade allowing Cooper to pursue him, and is rocked again. And in trouble now with the right hand. Cooper tries to jump on him. Wade tries to tie him up. Typo.
Yeah, we had splattered with blood here at ringside. Anthony Wade's blood, but he's still a lot worse off than us. Speaking of cutting a guy, you know, Bert Cooper is the guy responsible for closing out the Morrison-Mercer bout. He was sparring with Tommy Morrison, and when Morrison got cut, then his pal Oliver McCall, his stablemate, was playing basketball with Ray Mercer when Mercer hurt his ankle. So these two guys conspired to kill the Morrison-Mercer fight.
Typhoid Mary of injuries.
Really. Good right by Wade. You and I were the only ones not penciled in to fight on Friday.
Didn't they offer it to you?
PVKO called me, but I said, no, I've got a previous commitment.
Again, Bert Cooper, the pursuer, and Anthony Wade, the pursuee, and he looks about ready to go once again. But he's only got 10 seconds to get through this 7th round. He fights back with a right hand, and that might be enough to do it.
Bert Cooper thought the round was over.
He heard the 10-second warning. And now the round is over. We'll be right back.
Just a little flurry.
With the lead right hand against Anthony Wade.
When you walk away,
and then follows it up again. I think that right hand is the one that sent all that blood spurting at us at ringside here.
And all over you. You don't need a spot remover. You need an anticoagulant.
Yeah. Will they stop this telecast because all the blood I got on me?
That's right.
to make something dramatic happen.
And Wade does not look capable of it, to be very honest.
Blood all over the nose. And, you know, we're at the point where his cornermen might want to think about if he gets past this round, stopping it because all the punishment and the situation with the nose.
Yeah, a very lopsided fight. Hard to make a case for Wade having won even a single round.
And for Bert Cooper, a performance he very badly needed. Now, he thought he would be doing it against Bruce Selden. A win over Selden, if he would have gotten it like this, although it would have been much tougher, would have been even bigger for him. Wade is not a well-known guy, but came in with a decent record. But it still puts Bert Cooper back in the hunt, at least. And right now, Anthony Wade is a beaten man.
Absolutely. And may he please be beaten in another corner.
Hey, I gotta wear this tuxedo to MC this dinner on Friday or Saturday. Okay, the first row behind us, they're pushing us forward. They say, get out, get away from us.
They want us to stand in front of them.
Yeah, really.
That's it. Arthur Mercanti sparing your tuxedo.
Thank you, Arthur. And sparing Anthony Wade a lot of extra punishment. A very game performer, Anthony Wade, as you look at him, but blood from the nose, little blood from the corner of the eye there, and taking a lot of punishment from Bert Cooper. And I think in the old days, if you will, a bout like this would never have been stopped at that point. And I think it was appropriate to stop it.
Yeah, and here's a guy, absolutely appropriate. This man had, not this man, here's the winner, Bert Cooper, but Anthony Wade legitimately had no chance to win this fight.
Bert very happy because he now gets his third straight win after 2 losses, one to Mercer and one to Bowe. And I'm sure he feels, I'm ready now to get back in against a man of that caliber.
And he probably will get some fights, too. People will look to Bert Cooper as, pardon the expression, a trial horse, but he's the guy who still can jump up and beat somebody, I think.
Yeah, I think that's true, Barry. And he's not a boring competitor. He makes good bouts.
Here's the official word now from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Arthur Mercanti stops the bout at 1 minute, 36 seconds of the 8th round. The winner by technical knockout. It's his 22nd KO and his 25th victory. Smokin' Bert Cooper.
So Bert Cooper has won it, and he has won it in convincing fashion over an overmatched Anthony Wade. Cooper now 3 in a row, and on a roll. He's 25 up and 7 down, and we'll be back.